Welcome back to Budokai Lil Bro. In today's video I have exciting news and hands down the best freshie guide for you guys out there. So be prepared to tag along and follow my every step, as I am about to bless you with some more in-depth freshie information. If you're watching this and want a strong faction to join, with a very active community and giveaways, with active backups for randoms attacking you, be sure to join my Discord and join my new faction. This server has a split balance between community and empire for Budokai. So if you would like to stop by and chat, that's fine, join the community. If you would like to be a part of the faction, that's also fine, join the empire and be a part of the strongest unofficial empire out there. Maybe not the strongest as of recording, but soon hopefully my supporters can help obtain that title. Getting straight into the video, here are my first commands for starting off as a pure freshie. If you are absolutely new to Budokai, read over the tutorial and get familiar with the controls, and if no one says it to you in game, I will say it now. Do not macro. Macroing in game is bannable. Be sure to not use anything that auto-trains for you. If you didn't hear it anywhere else, you heard it here. You will be punished if you chose to ignore and comply. We wouldn't want that now, would we? Now if you understand the tutorial already, go ahead and hit the skip button, as you already know what to do. For those that aren't ready to skip, you can pause the video and go through it first, and then continue on when done. For now we are moving on. Your first task, if you are not already on Earth, I advise you to start making zany from quest boards, or ask for it from another player in game. As you can see here, I have asked a known great person in the community, Strider, for spare zany to buy a space pod, and he helped me out without hesitation. Shout out to Strider if you are watching. For a space pod, they are typically 1500 zany, so it shouldn't be a lot. Once you have acquired the correct amount, go and buy a pod to be able to travel around the galaxy. Before we leave, I would like to explain something to you about your character. If you press tab and go to your inventory, you can see in the bottom left of your screen your age, your stat bonuses from gear you wear, your amount of time played in game, your race and more, so be sure to poke around with that as you progress. Now let's head to Earth. I'll race you there. Now I'm assuming you know which planet is Earth since you live on it, but for the aliens out there, I will have a section where I explain all the planets just in case you are lost. For now, head to Earth. You've made it to Earth. Nice. Now the first thing you would want to do is activate the storyline quest and defeat all of the enemies one by one. You can find the quest icon in the top left side of your screen. It's going to be the yellow marker underneath your evasive icon. Once you click on that, it will prompt a cutscene of the story mode. Since I have been through the story mode in my recent video, which you should check out, I will be cutting in certain parts. For now, continue and go and beat up some bad guys. You are going to be traveling a lot throughout the map for the story, so I highly advise you press tab, go to your skill tree, and unlock key flight. That way, you can fly faster than normal. Unlock key sense and power control, if you can. Other than that, continue on with the story. After defeating the last boss for the Red Ribbon Army, this is where I advise you put any stat points you can into some of your gene passes, as you should have a decent amount of Z points to help you unlock them. If you didn't know, Z points can be used to unlock skills, level up skills, and also be transferred into BP. You can also use Z points to change your name, re-customize your whole character if you would like. Speak to Whis located at Capsule Cores for that. Moving on with the second part of story mode, you have to click the same yellow icon to start up the Demon King Piccolo arc. Continue through and beat him. Beating him should break your limit break bar once you're done with him. I'll be waiting for you to guide you through some more. Once you've completed Demon King Piccolo, that's it. You've done a great job. You have become a lot stronger from that alone and gained some great rewards. At this point, as I mentioned before, if you haven't already, be sure to join my Discord and my faction for further help on progressing. I am always active around the community and will be there to help out and guide every step of the way. I look forward to seeing you all at leeching sessions. Once you have completed the storyline, head to Capsule Corps. I have a few things I want to go over about with you. One specifically being the do's and don'ts of Budokai that could really leave a big scar on your Budokai gameplay. A starter's first mistake is always going to Bulma and buying weighted gear. This should not be your first priority. Make sure you do not buy Bulma's weights and save them for the time you will need them most. Instead, you should ask around for full body weighted gear, and a sort of hope. If you have a friend, you can ask for them to lend you one as well to help out. As I was saying, you could ask around the server to see if anyone has the training gear for you, and use those instead for this video. My grandpa lent me his training gear for the video. If you ever need one in-game, and you see me, just ask, I may have one for you guys. Once you acquire them, equip them only when training, or else you will be nerfing yourself. You will move way slower, and won't have plus benefits to your stats for fighting others. You will more than likely lose with them on. Now I will be teaching you how to properly shadow with your new obtained gear, and how to go about it. First, you need to spawn your shadow. By pressing K, your shadow will appear. Punching him repeatedly will give you BP each hit naturally. Your fatigue will go up rapidly, and your latent bar as well. Once your fatigue hits 95%, I advise you to stop shadowing, press K, eat a manga meat, and rest, or a Senzu bean depending on your gene. Press L to lock on, and get right to it. Now there are a lot of ways people like to shadow. I personally shadow my own type of way from others, but if you would like to do it their way, you are free to do so. My way is to constantly spam punch, and spam X at the same time back and forth. I then use punch twice, then right click once, and repeat it over and over, until I run low on stamina. Once you run out of stamina, there is a way to regain it all back, and then continue shadowing, but I find it very tedious. You have to get good at perfect blocking. The more you perfect block by tapping F as soon as the shadow throws a punch, the more stamina you regain. It takes a while if you're not good at it. That's why I kind of stick to just smacking the shadow back and forth, because I will just keep whiffing my blocks and get knocked back. Once you hit 95% fatigue, you can eat a manga meat to convert your latent into BP. Latent is like hidden built-up power waiting to be converting into your power level. If you eat foods, it will go down, which is good. If you fight others, the same will happen. All great ways to convert latent into battle power. I recommend manga meat for shadowing and rice bowls for leeching. If you do not have manga meat, you can use Senzu beans for backup. Some genes like Mita or Kojin have no choice, but to eat Senzu beans, it's the only thing that will give them benefits. I will now explain benefits between the foods. Some foods will say in the text that it gives protein. Some will often say carbohydrates. Protein gives a 10% boost for shadowing, while carbs give a 10% for leeching. Are you starting to get it now? So if you're not a Namekian or Metal Acro, make sure you pick up tons of manga meat and rice bowls for your journey. Also, after you eat and have latent in your bar, sleeping will make it go down for you, as well as eating the food. As long as the food energy symbol is there, sleeping will deplete your latent bar, converting it to more BP, making you even stronger. Moving on, I would like to talk about leeching and limit breaking, since tons of you have issues with these two topics. If someone is already leeching off of someone, do not be like this one guy and interrupt by asking if you can leech as well. Allow them to leech and keep moving on, and find someone willingly wanting to help. Leeching with many people can prolong training, giving slower gains than you would receive if you were shadowing, depending on how many people. If you would like to learn how to shadow, just follow the sequence commands by doing left click, right click, then turn your body away at the last kick to avoid sending your leeching partner flying. Keep doing this until you are 95% fatigued, then stop and rest. Eat a rice bowl when you are back at 0% to give you more benefits while leeching. Do you get it now, Budo pals and lizards? Great! Now I will explain the process of breaking your limit break bar. As you can see, my limit bar is constantly going up. The best way to get this up will be by leeching off someone for extra BP. If you are a freshie, I do not recommend leeching off another freshie, but by leeching off someone stronger will help break your limit break bar very quickly. The stronger you get, the harder it becomes to limit break, but leeching will always be the best option. Second best option would be to fight your shadow. There are better ways, such as the hyperbolic time chamber, but you would need to save that, just like Bulma's weights, because those are only one-time uses. My grandpa and I raced to Namek to do the waves, so I could explain to you the benefits of those, but we arrived too late and unfortunately couldn't make it, so I will be jumping ahead to other topics. Stat point investment. I highly recommend everyone put their stat points into BP multiplier and leeching multiplier. The Piss Lizard is now 10 million BP and has always rocked a 50 BP multi and a 50 leech build since the beginning of time, making it easier and quicker for me to grind. Do not remove the points out of leeching until you are no longer able to leech off of anyone for extra BP. Then you can put the leeching points into PvP stats to protect yourself better. Another mistake to avoid, since I'm here preparing to get into the next topic, do not use the hyperbolic time chamber until you are at least 10 million BP. It is a one-time use, and once you run out, you will no longer be able to use it when you will 1000% need it for when training gets beyond hard. You may think your 1 mil limit break is hard. Imagine a 10 mil plus limit break. Moving on, we have skills and their whereabouts. Located up on Kami's palace, you can find Yancha, who gives one skill, which I'm pretty sure is Vol Fang Fist. If you'd like to pick it up, stop by here. Next we have Krillin and Master Roshi. Krillin gives Orin Combo, Energy Wave, Destructo Disc, and Energy Punch, while Master Roshi gives Kamehameha and After Image Technique. Next up we have Goku. He is located by Cell's Arena. The skills he gives are hands down the best melee skills in games. They consist of Meteor Combo and Meteor Crash. Definitely grab these if you can. Master Roshi and Goku will both appoint you to a quest before granting you their techniques, so be wary of that. Next up we have Vegeta. He will grant you some of the best key skills needed for waves, such as Gallic Gun, Final Flash, Super Explosive Wave, and Big Bang Attack. That's pretty much it for the skills section of the video. Now right under the hyperbolic time chamber lives Korin. Korin will grant you 5 Senzus for 500 Zany, and then every 12 hours, he will have 5 Senzu beans ready to be harvested for you. If you talk to him, you will be granted a secret quest for Ultra Divine Water. This water is used to convert 100% latent to BP. It's not really good, but for a freshie, if you want an extra 20k BP, you could do it. But keep in mind, you need to have 100% latent and good karma, so do not grip anyone, and then use it once you have 100% latent, and it should work out just fine. Alright, so in the meantime, while you wait for waves, you can just shadow or leech. In my case, I leeched until it was time to go to waves. Waves. I will now be explaining benefits of waves. You can go to Frieza raids on Namek at any BP, but Cell raids you can only go to them at 1 million BP. So starting off, you will be awarded some Z points and Dragon Balls upon each wave cleared. You can use the Dragon Balls just like in the show for many wishes. I will put them on screen now. Also, if you wish for your limit break to be removed, you will not be granted any BP from it, which I highly recommend you not do. Moving on, you can be granted common silver and gold chest from waves. Common and silver chants offer great freshie items, but golden chest are what you want to go for. They have a chance of dropping an ether in chest. Frieza also has a chance of dropping an ether after defeated. Ethers can give you a lot of mythical items. Once you open an ether, you will be prompted with either obtaining a mythical skill, such as Dragon Fist or Strike of Revelation, or mythical outfit such as Xeno robes or Grand Priest robes. Along with everything else, waves give a good amount of Z points. Very good for you to build you stat point build and invest into skills and gene passives. How to Zenkai. If you're going to be shadowing anywhere, the best place to shadow is on Planet Polaris. You can also train on Planet Vampa as well for good training gains. Don't know where they are? I will help you after this. So for Zenkai, all you have to do is get to 95% fatigue and sleep, and your whole latent bar will drop to 0, giving you an insane BP gain. Because of this, you do not really need food to convert BP if you have Zenkai. To stack your latent to 100%, without having Zenkai wiping your latent bar, all you have to do is sleep till 5%. Once it hits 0, it converts your latent, so just don't let it hit 0, and you should be fine. Then keep shadowing until it reaches max. Easy peasy. Planets. I will now go over all the planets for all the lost freshies out there. Right below the big blue planet is Polaris. The big green planet is known as Namek. The faraway reddish planet is Planet Vegeta. I'm not telling you where Earth is. Planet Majin is the big pink planet. The brownish planet is home to Gynagos, and the farthest planet in the back, with rocks around it, is Planet Vampa. Now I will switch over to the Piss Lizard for this part. Beerus and Broly are sparring trainers you can fight. Beerus being located on Earth, we will start with him first. Go to Bulma, and by pudding and energy bars. You will be faced with a quest when speaking to Beerus and Broly with the foods. Complete it, and report back to them to fight. They have many levels to them, so make sure you are doing them every hour. You can get some really good boost from the both of them. Once you complete the both of them, wait an hour to fight them again. They were recently buffed as far as rewards, so this is now something you almost always want to do. Right below Vampa, there is a forager. You can go to him to upgrade your gear with catching crystals, or even infuse gear into other gear. So say for example, if you like the shirt and khakis, but want the stats from a mythical outfit, you can put them together, and still have the stats while having the drip as well. As you can see, I am upgrading my gear, so it can benefit me more in PvP. Doing this will make you even stronger. You can also upgrade your training gear to gain even more BP to become stronger. Last but not least, make sure you are always in the gym. There are 4 stages. Once the 4 stages are complete, you get a daily from Mr. Satan, and you can bring that into the gravity chamber to double your BP gains. I've spoke about this in my 0 through 1 million BP progression video. Once you hit 100k BP, you can enter the gravity chamber. Once you're in the gravity chamber, buy Bulma, which costs 15,000 to enter. Complete your daily in there. Or if you do not have stage for completed to get your daily, just do robots and shadow until you master the gravity in there. That's when you would want to do your daily quest in there. If you are confused, I have progression videos you can check out, do not worry. This will be the end of the video. Thank you so much for 1400 subscribers. Just 100 more for a face reveal. Be sure to join my Discord and my faction. I will leave it in the comments below. Love you all, keep grinding fellow freshies. I'll see you out in the Budo world.